What's up, YouTube? My name is Revolutionary Gaming, and I am here with Penumbra Overture. Now, I did an entire playthrough on this game before, and then I just never got to upload editing it, so I just deleted it. Well, anyways, also, welcome to part of the post-Halloween bonanza thingy that I'm doing with like lots of scary, spooky games and all that. So look at this dog. Whoa. It moved for some reason. Look at this dog. I want it. I want that type of dog. It's called the Forever Puppy. It's called the Forever Puppy. New game. Oh, it's for players wanting real challenge? No. So it's for players who are bad at action games. This is more of an... Okay, so this is more... The Penumbra series is more of an action game than Amnesia is. Though it still has horror elements. And, it's a lot more gruesome. I played all of this one and most of the second one. The second one makes me sick. I don't like it. Anyways, whoa. Something happened to my ear. Maybe it's because I yawned. Like, I'm good at fear, but I'm not good at action. I'm only good at fear. I'm not good at action game. The story began in February year 2000.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him.
British.
Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolutions, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world-renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland.
Yeah, we were there.
It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet away, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Yeah. so first things first, I have to decide a voice. Are we gonna be the same voice I try to use for every single person I know? But he said mom, so that leads me to think he's British. Oh yeah. Go Gryffindor. Don't know if you can see it, but go Gryffindor. So he's British. So yeah, finally, we're almost docked. Right. So his voice is going to change between gruff, like his voice will probably change between gruff and elegant and refined. But finally, we're almost docked. I better stow my gear. Maybe far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up with using left mouse, and I can take a closer look at things using right mouse. How does the distance away from home affect how you use things? Is it like in Texas I can pick things up by just like picking them up like this, but in like Louisiana I have to go like this, and I pick them up, and if I go like this, my hand just faces through it? Doesn't make any sense. Sutton's map's a good indicative sort of thing, but landmarks don't change much really. That's a pretty decent idea of where I'm heading. Whiskey, empty, shame. Boom! Amnesia though. Okay, so yeah, I can't rotate things around that much, but I can. I move with it, but then when I press R, and I don't move with it really that much. Well, oh, that's a shark head. And the smell is personal belongings or bait. Dearest Dad, just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. Left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why so only have one bed on board. Taking shifts. Taking shifts because of it, there's no way to get you west. But what does a fisherman's wife know of light at sea? We're praying every night for you to make the catch you need so that you can come home safely and soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might like some but I do love you, you know. I watch them so closely, so I know you get them covered in sort of fish boats in no time, and I still feel better knowing they had a wash. Before I forget, the Henricks in the village have asked me to see if you can come by the child, but I said they was there this season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well on the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's given deserves a special treatment once in a while. Take care of love. The fisherman's wife's letter. Okay, for those, I forgot how awkward this system is. It's a very awkward system. I'll be back in the next part of this episode. Bye. Hello, once again, peoples. That's not what I clicked. Anyways, so right now I'm feeling bad, okay? What the hell? This is very awkward. It's nothing like amnesia. Jeez, I prefer the amnesia thing to this. Look at this. It's very awkward. Anyways, that's my batteries. That's my health. Anyways, I'm not feeling good right now. So, normally I can't talk anyways. So I flub stuff up a lot, and then when I'm feeling bad, it gets even worse. So I'm gonna be messing up a lot of words in this game. Point exactly. Oh, notebook. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I knew what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after. I knew hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. wind is pretty loud. So cold. Oh yeah. Need shelters. Note. That's not the note. To do this. Lost in Blizzard. Maybe my last entry for an unfinished shelter. It's your only entry so far, dude. Oh, I can't. Okay. Oh well. That didn't sound good. Hello, voices. I was wondering when you'd come back. Jesus, my head. I can't believe I thought that one survived. Maybe I didn't. What is this place? I should have known that it was so loud that way, but I didn't have any choice of whether I had yet as if it didn't go any longer. That was a bad idea. Anyways, yeah, I was wondering when the voices inside my head were going to come back. They've been gone for quite a while. I'm starting to miss them, actually. Oh wait, were they supposed to be in-game voices? Oh. I can't tell the difference. Let's see, I can swing this hammer if I hold left mouse. I can make it backswing by pulling the mouse right. So it's left mouse, right. Left mouse, right. Follow, left mouse, no. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, and then blah. Looking if I hold after the backswing, it should do it there. So flashlights was F, so I don't need that. This is G, so I don't need that on my inventory. Flares. So hammer on 1, flare on 2. And I can actually use up the flares if I move. So, rah! Now I can hold right and turn around and then do that. Otherwise I'm just looking in front of me and I can't move. But now I can move and I can do that. It's useful for when the targets are attacking. Oh, that might have been a spoiler. Oh yeah, I cannot pick things up when I have a hammer in my hand. Unfortunately. Ooh. Emergency exit procedure. So well, I don't need that. Ooh, another flare. Stop, there must be something in the way. There's a lot of... Hold on. I don't know how that affected how you guys can see me, but once I don't know how that affected how you guys see me, but I'm going to check it once I end this part of the episode off in order because I can't check it right now. But I'm gonna check it because having that window open, yes, it might have allowed you to see me better, but it also was creating a lot of glare on my monitor right here, and that's the one I'm playing the game on. So it's not exactly good if the monitor. Ooh, empty boxes for ammunition. I almost said ammunition. Ammunition. Hammer. rock, slide, rock, slide. Like I said, I have poor mastery over language at the best of times. Like, I think I have some degenerative disease which makes my language and control over my lips go down. Like it makes my ability to move my lips and do language like deteriorate, because I just have harder. I find it harder and harder to talk now. Oh yeah, that left it up. Down. Oh, whatever I was descending into was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches, located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. Never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets. Emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers, all there if something goes wrong, part of a carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a close reading of older kids, knowing that anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, who were too scared or too far away. I know that feeling. I got bullied in 4th and 5th grade, and the teachers didn't do anything because the guy who was bullying me was the teacher's kid. There could be anything living down here. Rogues of Hollywood actors and fairy tales. Not taking any chances. If I face up against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. I'm gonna go ahead and end this part of the episode off here. Bye. Hello, I'm back. Now, the effect right now with the lighting isn't what I'd want, but I'd be best to crouch a bit because enough control will give me a chance to hide in the shadows. I know I've got... I know I've got it right doing it because of that blue tint in my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be hidden unless something's right on top of me. But I remember to shut off any light sources though. Now, the logic behind your vision turning my best bet is to hide for a couple seconds or so, perfectly still. That'll make me properly hidden. But the logic behind the blue tint to your vision like this, the logic behind that is actually structurally sound, because when you start adjusting your night vision, it actually I noticed that when your night vision starts adjusting, like if you're in a dark room and your night vision starts adjusting, things will actually appear to be blue. So that's pretty cool. So I am here. I'm gonna go to the office first. Never thought I'd say that in my life. Then again, it's not during school, so it's okay. Still, I never thought I'd willingly go to the office. Actually, I would if I. Just ignore anything and everything that I say, because it's probably just delusional or like illness-induced rambling, like illness-induced or just fatigue-induced ramblings of a person who has slight mental illness and lack of linguistic functions. Because that's what I am. I actually do have mental disease, ADHD. That's what I'm calling it. That was weird. It was only in one. The opening sound was only in one ear, and it sounded weird to me. Oh yeah. So this is supposed to be a Halloween bonanza thingy, but I recorded 2 games on Halloween, but today's the day after Halloween, and so I got a lot of candy. I went as Shaggy, and I went to a Halloween party. Ooh, what's this? Baxtrin. Command bunker, emergency airstrip Zulu. Weekly report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drills carried out. Hold on. This is like a military. Routine runway maintenance completed. I've ordered maintenance to be carried out twice weekly from here on in due to increased snowfall. 1 wounded. The 1 wounded figure is no cause for concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshops army and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this, and that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual we keep in the storeroom. And I'm sure that I'm sure that's where they learned the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I've now locked up the manual in the chest in my office and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined, and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter is not out of my hands. The base is so disconnected sometimes. I feel as if this war could end, and we might not even hear about it out here. Supplies requisition order. Dynamite for excavation purposes. 7 bayonets. Not necessary in my opinion, but procedure states that we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing the damn ice that forms on the external hatch. 1 pair of reading glasses. Category 7C. In order for myself, my glasses are in rather a poor state of repair and could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. One point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth, and discovered by one of my work teams. Later this evening, after martial duty, I should take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made, and it may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can't discover the source of the light which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO M. Major. Boop. Now this just makes me feel like I'm in Indonesia. Boop. Boop. Key. Yeah. Copenhagen Post. Monday 17th, August 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of Death Mine. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mine-altering chemicals naturally sown into the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at the Green Mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the miners symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals were conducive to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits known as the Tangat living in the mountains. The university is waiting the results of chemical testing. Studies continue. So, we're not insane, we're just infected in chemical yes, I don't know. Whee! Man, an old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know. This man before me is Howard. I call him Father. Wow, what the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that's such a good idea. Oh, there's whispers now. I may never get used to that. Now those thingies are savey points if I remember correctly. Each time I activate one, I get to save in that location. Like, I don't know. Ooh, batteries! I don't know, it's like a save, no. So this is the glow stick. The glow stick never runs out of charge. This is the flashlight, which does run out of charge. I'm only going to use this for certain segments, which I'll explain later when I come to them. Because the glow stick is a lot more useful. It's not as bright, so it doesn't mess with my vision as much, and it never runs out, so it's a lot easier to use. Fair. Key. Painkillers, yes. Pills here. Beef jerky! I love beef jerky. Seriously, I do. I love it. Big book. Why have I never noticed that before? I played through this once when I recorded it and once on my own, without recording it, and I never noticed the title. The Big Book of Explosives. I want it. I want it. The Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Oh, that's a funny title. I don't know why. I just find that title funny. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Chapter 1.3, Black Match Fuse. The Black Match Fuse is one of the oldest, simplest, and most reliable fuses in modern pyrotechnics. It is easy to create, essentially consisting of just string and gunpowder, but be warned, the chemicals concerned will stain clothing, and as always, due concern is advised. Materials required: string, preferably cotton, black gunpowder, backstring. The string should be coated with a thin layer of backstring, which acts as an adhesive. The string is then carefully rolled in the gunpowder and left to dry at least a couple of minutes before use. Dynamite. Invented by Alfred Noble in 1866, dynamite is commonly used in construction, mining, and demolition. It is proved far safer to handle than alternatives such as pure natural glycerin, provided that it has been properly stored. Over time, the explosive component of dynamite, supposedly made safe by the presence of the diatomaceous earth, has a tendency to weep, making an old box of the explosive liable to detonate on contact. Materials required: 1 part of diatomaceous earth, 3 parts nitroglycerin, a small amount of sodium carbonate, and simply form into short sticks and wrap in paper. I'll be back in the next part of this episode. Bye bye. Hello, I'm back. Hello. Yoo-hoo. Oh yeah. It seems fitting that if I'm in a cold area to do this accent now, but it's from the yoo-hoo, peace and blah. You know, from Frozen, like Swedish started yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, peace and blah. Have fun, some suits, clothes, and listen about my main invention. Again, I don't remember the exact phrase, so I can't do that good, but yeah, big summer blah. Anyways, chapter 2.3, or is it 23? I don't know. Trinitrotoluene. Okay, so TNT was first discovered in 1863 by German chemist Joseph Wilbrand, but it took some years before it yielded its true potential. This was because of the difficulty of making it explode, and the lesser detonation in comparison to dynamite. So those aren't the same thing. The main advantage was discovered by the German Navy, who employed TNT's relative explosive stability in order to cause massive damage to British warships. The torpedoes could be detonated inside a ship's armor rather than exploding on contact as did other shells. Armstrong's mixture. Armstrong's mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than as a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern fire techniques, referenced as those are knowledgeable enough to stay away from it as death mix. Its incredible vitality make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. But phosphorus and barium. Reminds me of one of the most dangerous things ever, pyrotechnic things ever is what is it? What's it called again? It's when you mix. Hold on, let me think of it. I'm gonna look it up actually. I'll be right back. That's what it is, thermite. Thermite. Because once thermite is activated, it does not stop burning. Thermite will not stop burning, if I remember correctly. Like, water and ice might be able to put it out, but it's very hard to, and it might cause it to explode, if I remember correctly. And it can burn through almost anything. It can burn through dirt, and it gets so you make it by mixing aluminum powder and iron oxide, and then once you light that, and it gets hot enough to melt the iron and create molten iron. That's how hot it gets. So, and it's ridiculous because all you need is really aluminum powder and rust from iron stuff. So and then light that on fire. It's ridiculously easy to make, and also ridiculously dangerous, with it being one of the most what I think of as one of the most dangerous things ever, because it burns through almost anything. It can burn through iron, it can burn through dirt, it can burn through literally almost anything, and it will not stop if you pour water on it right away. I don't know if there is a way to put it out. I think you might just have to let it burn its natural course, which is even worse. Anyways, I think I'm done in here. Wait. Boop. Okay. I think I'm done. Uh-oh. Wolfie. Doggy. There it is. Don't move a muscle. Okay, so the best course of action with the wolves, and yeah, no, just the wolves in this one, I think. Maybe with the infected in the next one, is treat every wolf like a T-Rex. Okay, so no, the best course of action for being sneaky and not getting caught is treat every wolf like a T-Rex, where as it comes near you, don't move a muscle. Completely freeze up no matter how close it gets to you. Because if you move, it will notice you. Like their vision is based on movement. I think it's safe over here, though. Thank goodness. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm avoiding it right now is because I don't have the necessary supplies yet. So I can kill the wolves. I can kill them. But in order to do so, in order to do so efficiently, I need to send something. And I have not gotten that sentence something yet. Even once I get that sentence something, I may not kill them every time. I may not try to kill them every single time. I don't know yet. But it gets a lot easier to kill them once I have that sentence something. Flat doesn't do be anything to have. Breathing. Locked from the other side. Does that mean there's someone still inside? I can hear chattering. I can hear chattering. Oh. Never mind. It's a locked door with odd noises coming from behind it in storage. Okay. Boots. So this is flashlight. See, the flashlight has a field of view type thing, whereas the glow stick lets me see all around me. So I prefer the glow stick for looking at things like this, because like the flashlight is just like this. So if I'm in a dark area, I can't see anything behind it. So with this, I can see, yeah. Spiders equals not happy. Spider equals not happy. Squares, circles, minus circles equals hatch open. Gas equals dead. Wait, just listen. I just want to hear something. Don't hear it anymore. But I heard like skittering. There it is. Well, that's all the time I have. I don't know. That's all the time I have for this episode, so thank you all so much for watching. Remember to leave a like and a subscribe. Check out more of the videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
What do you think about my coffee? What do you think about my coffee? I like marbles. Coffee. we might be